Hey everybody, welcome back to the LuckyDog podcast. This is your host, Elias. This podcast is sponsored by EliasRushMedia.com, photo, video, digital media. If I sound a little bit different, it's because I'm trying to use a different mic setup, trying to reduce background noise, so that's what you're hearing. So this episode 3 and 4, by now I expect you to have watched those episodes. Still really enjoying Devs 2020. Now, the thing is, I'm getting Mr. Robot vibes from hell. Like, camera angles, to the stylistic look, to, getting in front of the computer, it's like, and seeing all the coding. I'm like, this is my fucking jam. I've already gone through the Mr. Robot series, and I've been scratching to get that itch fulfilled. So, this is actually doing it, which I didn't really think about it. I mean, I was talking about, the artistic flair, the cinematography in Mr. Robot, but it really was like watching a movie for 4 seasons. So who the hell was that at the beginning? Some craziness with the computer? Was that Jesus that I kind of forgot to mention in the last 2 episodes? That like they recreated the prediction of Jesus being crucified, sorry. I think they showed like Stalin or some sort of. It was kind of hard to tell. It looked like someone that was a dictator, and then it also showed a lady burning as well. It was kind of hard to tell exactly what the computer was trying to predict, and I don't know, something like that. Love the set dressing in this episode 3, with the old computer in the box, very simplistic and minimalistic. We also find out that the computer is probably watching everyone for predictions. Similar to kind of other sci-fi shows that I've mentioned, I think this computer is actually trying to predict what Lily is going to do next. In this episode, this is the 3rd time we've heard somebody say, "Will you give us a minute?" and the other people in the room have to leave. Kind of hilarious. Don't know really much more to say about other than that. It's like, does nobody else know how to write this so that there aren't other people in the room, or can they not move to another area? I felt like it was just like 3 episodes we've had somebody say, "Will you give us a minute?" and those other people have to leave the room. I don't know, just something I noticed when binging it. And this is the point where we find out that her friends convince one of the other coworkers that she has schizophrenia, which we find out later is a con. Also, the Russian guy, or a little bit early in the episode, and Kenton probably knew each other, like kind of classily, like they were talking about as if they had known each other for a very long time before they started taking each other out, like Hitman School or something like that. Does the other bodyguard know Kenton too? It seems like all these bodyguards are from like the same facility or some sort. I don't know. He talks about like there's never enough action and whatnot, man. It's like he's like, "Kenton, do you ever miss it, man? I just wish they'd pull a gun on somebody." It's like, what the fuck? Who says this? I don't know. Maybe some bodyguards do wish they had more action. Let me see. The yellow background with no light on Kenton when Lily's being interviewed by him is so intimidating. I love the cinematography. It just literally blows my mind. The camera angles that they're achieving with this that are just conveying just absolute doom, gloom. My prediction for the next episodes is that I don't think the computer is going to be able to predict Lily's behavior. Most of it has been somewhat erratic. And let me see what else we got. The other code makers are pretty damn hilarious. I don't have their names up right yet. Let me see. Episode. Where's the kid? The kid's name is... Wow, I can't find the kid. Okay, so Stephen McKinley Henderson is Stuart, which is the older fellow that's one of the more likable coders. And I can't find the kid. I don't know. Maybe Alejandro. I don't know what the kid's name is. I don't know. But the older man and the kid have a great rapport for the first couple episodes, and it's all done with intention. They're always goofing around. They're using Amaya, the computer, to watch Marilyn Monroe have sex earlier, uh, in time. I don't remember what the guy's name was. Charles something. Some history buff will be able to give you a better analysis on that. Um, Let me see. Jamie and Lily are trying to have somewhat more of a bond, but in doing so, between episode 3 and 4, Lily goes crazy, goes out on a ledge, literally goes out on a ledge, and in doing so, they are stealing one of the videos, or the main video that is of her husband, and basically it's so that she can go look at the video, see if it's doctored. They find out it is doctored. No, it's okay. So what next? And so after that, basically Lily's being followed by Kenton. Long story short, taken to the psychiatrist, and then the psychiatrist gives Kenton the 101 that she's a lot more smarter than she leads on. And Kenton's like, "Oh, that is it. I'm taking her to the psychiatric hospital or something like that." Mostly because she's going to be a loose end for us. I'm not really. I guess if Kenton takes her out, then it's a problem from a law standpoint. But I'm not really sure why taking Sergio out is okay. Otherwise, I don't know. Let me see. There's an odd amount of lax security in this show. No cameras, easy to take off video from computer, easy to hack Sergey's phone. Just give it to somebody. It's all good. A hacker. Um, was that? I was thinking that might have been Sergey that was burning in the building. Burning at the intro of episode 3. I wasn't exactly sure what the computer was showing. Looked more like a lady tied up. Not sure. So Lily tells the audience that Sergey's definitely dead, but the company's trying to coerce you. Let me see. Oh, and at the end of episode 3, they show the burning of Sergey's body in front of the in front of the little girl, which is creepy as fuck to look up at it with like light shining on her like that. She's like, ee. Let me see. Couple of notes I wrote down for episode 4. They're watching someone die in devs, like crawling and then dying. That's Forrest. I'm not exactly sure what that's about. Lily is actually probably not a great girlfriend based on her interaction with her and Jamie, and they just don't get along in a lot of ways. The homeless guy comes into play. I knew he was going to come around. I mean, as soon as they're tripping over him in the first episode, which I was just in California, and the homeless problem is really not great. It was specifically in LA. It was a lot more prominent than I was ever expecting. A lot of beautiful shots in this episode. The kid coder realizing how he can basically update the code to show things in color. That was amazing. The thing is, let me see. Oh, okay, so it's a beautiful shot of the kid coder getting excited in devs. This is before things go south for him. Flash over to Jamie getting his shit together. Looks like Lily's making him want to pack up pack up and make his shit nice. Excuse me. Jamie is kind of a geek coder slob, question mark. But he could be an attractive guy. He can be fit if you wanted to be. He can be clean if you wanted to be. And it looks like Lily might be trying to get help him get his shit together, just on a different level. Forrest does not want an approximation of a prediction. He wants the exact prediction. When he's talking about single hairs on someone's head, it absolutely matters. Forrest is upset with what the young coder did, mostly because um, it's not 100%. And that was something that was touched on in the first episode about prediction and predictability, being able to predict a living organism. Um, so the fact that they're trying to predict what Jesus looks like, what Jesus sounded like, if it's off even as much as just one word or one sentence, or if he looks even a hair different, which is what matters to Forrest, um, then it's not her. It's not Amaya. It's not what he's looking for. So he has the young tech fired, which they find out he's one of the, brightest, but it's like this young tech does not want to go, but he knows what's at stake, his life. So that's when Steve and the other tech coder is telling him, dude, you got to go. You got to get out of here. So let me see what else. Excellent scene with the techs talking to each other when they're having to leave. You think it's all going to be good when they're having everybody just walk, stand around, a bunch of Mark Zuckerbergs and coders just standing there saying, "Oh, so you're doing the configuration of the quantum physics of the the gigawatts of the 10.5 gigawatts." It's like, what the fuck are they talking about? And so, literally, I think it's Lyndon goes into the next room and then turns it on, and it makes Amaya come in color on the screen, and Forrest loses his shit. But then it goes to the techs, leaving each other. And that it's difficult. Let's see. So Lily's in the car with Kenton, and Kenton's very frank about not taking her back to her apartment. And Lily wants to get the fuck out of the car. And I was like, what do you think this girl is about to do with you just being so casual? And, and cavalier about, yep, going to take you to a psychiatrist hospital, not call your family, no nothing. And he's very, very frank about talking to the psychiatrist. I feel like in any other show, they would not have rapped back to Kenton knowing that this was the psychiatrist and him were on the same side, if it wasn't an 8-episode series. I don't know. Glad they kind of wrapped that up pretty quickly. But on the other hand, Lily forces Kenton to get into a car wreck. She waddles all the way to Jamie's apartment. And I love that car wreck scene. It felt like we were actually watching it. And she gets out of the car all in one take, and the cars are coming at the camera, and she's like almost getting hit and dazed and confused. And I was like, geez, this is a really cool car wreck, just in the way it's done. I mean, you see car wrecks all the time, but this one looked like fucking legit. It looked like the car was just pulled to the left and just rammed into the wall. I was like, Jesus, they fucked that car up. Being in a car wreck recently in February, I was like, Lily is gonna feel that in her neck. Definitely gonna feel that in the neck. Let me see. So, yeah, it was a really great car wreck scene. Let me see what else. The pacing in this episode did feel a little bit weird. The way that the advertisements are placed in this kind of feel like pacing issues. It just kind of comes to a little bit of a halt, and it feels like you should be leaving out of the you're leaving the car wreck scene, and it feels like it should be like fast and jarring, go go go, and it really feels like didn't it didn't do that, because I think this is actually where the scene goes to where Forrest sees his daughter, and then it goes back to Lily being taken after she calls 911, and Jamie is watching her being taken out, and possibly Kenton is either something's happening to Jamie from Kenton. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen on that front. It doesn't look good for him. I hope he's not dead, because Lily only has like 1 or 2 friends in the show, and her other friend has only been in like 1 or 2 episodes, so I'd be surprised. I do think the homeless guy is probably going to be taken out, but I mean, maybe he already has been. I'm not sure. So, yeah, it was a crazy ass episode. I already want to watch episode 5, and I know I'm going to be itching to watch the rest of them. And there's only I think I got to wait like 2 or 3 more weeks for the season finale, but at least it's a nice little bit of dose of drama, mystery, sci-fi on here. And I would definitely watch a season 2 of this already. I mean, I'm hooked on it, and I want to see more about it. I don't know if we're gonna get a resolute ending to what this actual prediction they're trying to. It seems like a lot of these people are seeing pretty far into the future, but they're seeing approximations of the future. They don't know exactly if it's right or not. So, yeah, I'm just always itching for more. This 45 minutes per episode is tricky because I'm like, ooh, damn, I just want to start the next one. It's hard to hop on the podcast, but hopefully this was a nice little summation, some predictions, nice little, roundup of what happened in the last 2 episodes. Thank you for listening, watching LuckyDog Podcast. You know what to do. Check out the show notes for all the additional details on how to reach us, email the LuckyDogPodcast@gmail.com. Comments, questions, concerns, LuckyDog Podcast on Twitter, Facebook group. We got the Twitch, we got the Instagram, YouTube, Discord. Got it all there. PayPal.me/the LuckyDog Podcast to support the podcast. Keep the lights on in here. It helps us afford to continue to stream and provide free podcast content. Let me know if I can support small business. I'm doing some small advertisements for businesses affected by COVID-19. So let me know if I can help you out with that. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text, whatever. Sorry, shoot me an email. Y'all don't have my number. But whatever. Thank you for listening, watching LuckyDog Podcasts. Look forward to more devs reviews. I'm honestly not sure if I'm going to do the next one yet. I might go ahead and just skip to the season finale just because of the schedule. But just, keep your eyes and ears open for it. YouTube has all of the LuckyDog podcasts early, and then we have the weekly podcast drops on SoundCloud on Tuesdays. So thank you for that. Check out the Aftercast. That's where we have all behind the scenes podcasts regarding LuckyDog Podcasts. So thank you for listening, and take it easy.